I'm gonna say it depends. Depends on who's listening. Which is crazy. Hurts my heart. Backstory.
God, you call me by my name.
Can build. Ooh. Oh my God, why are you asking me that? Breast is not a vacuum. But that is a conversation for a whole nother day. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're
Gotta talk, you know. All these trials and tribulations.
Hello. So as you see by the title, today is going to be a long overdue Q&A video. This is my first time doing like a sit down and chatting with y'all, so I'm excited. But yeah, in my Instagram story a couple of weeks back, I posted for people to just ask me questions that they were kind of interested in knowing about me, because I want y'all to get to know me a little bit better. So yeah, from those questions, I divided them all into 4 categories: random, about me, YouTube, and dance, just to make it make a little bit more sense in my brain, and just to allow the video to flow a little bit more smoothly. So yeah, if you're not already following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. My page will be on the screen somewhere, and it is also linked in the description below. So go ahead and hit that follow, and while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you might as well go ahead and like the video as well. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first question is, what is my full name and how did it come to be? So my full name is Lene Marie Dickens, and the LA of my first name came from my dad, whose name is Larry, which is also my big dad's name and my brother's name. So there's 3 of them. And then the Nay portion of my name came from my grandma, my mom's mom specifically, and her middle name is Renee. So yeah, they just kind of combined the 2. And then my grandma, my dad's mom, her middle name is Marie, so it was just passed down to me, which is a very common middle name for Black women, which I'm glad to carry it. So yeah, again, my name is Lene Marie Dickens, and that's where the L Marie comes from, which is my Instagram name, and all of my other social media, I think. But yeah, next question is, where am I from? I am from Detroit. Here's the thing. I was born in Clinton Township, Michigan, but I was raised in Detroit pretty much my entire life, for elementary and middle school and high school. I went to DPS schools, being Bates Academy, and then for high school, I went to and graduated from Cass Technical High School. And then yeah, like my later years, like my high school years, is when my family and I moved to Southfield, Michigan. So I just say I'm from Detroit. Next question is, when is my birthday and what is my zodiac sign? My birthday is August 30th, and I am a Virgo. The best sign. We could argue about it. Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Zendaya, Keke Palmer. Need I say more? Right. Next question. What is my biggest fear? Okay, here's the thing. There are things that I don't like, such as spiders or any insect of that matter, reptiles, etc. But I wouldn't call those like fears. Like when I think of fear, I think of like something super extreme. Like people are afraid of skydiving, but I can't wait to do it one day. Anyway, I think my biggest fear, that I've discovered over the years, is just not fulfilling my purpose in life, or like not reaching my full potential. And that's my biggest fear, simply because I don't want to like disappoint, 1, God, 2, myself, 3, my family, just because I know the expectations that are on me. Not in a bad way, I just use it as motivation, but I know that God has put me here for a purpose, and he has given me all of the tools and has prepared me to reach that purpose, as long as I stay in alignment and continue to fulfill his will for me. So yeah, I guess my biggest fear is just not fully living up to my potential. I don't want to be the person who is like looked at as like, oh, wasted potential. So yeah, that's my biggest fear. That got deep very fast. Next question. Do I have siblings? I do. I have 1 older brother. We are 16 months apart. And yeah. Okay, so now we're moving on to the next category, which is random. First question in this category is, what is my favorite thing to cook? Now, this is going to sound like a very stereotypical cliche answer, but my favorite thing to cook, honestly, is chicken Alfredo. Hold on. One thing about me is I love pasta. Two, I love having leftovers or like any form of like meal prep just because of how busy my schedule was during school. And yeah, chicken Alfredo just became something that would be easy to cook and taste good every time. Like it's like you can't really mess up chicken Alfredo. And it also lasted me like at least 5 days or so. So it's become my favorite thing to cook. Yeah, don't judge me. Next question is, do I prefer ice cream or froyo? This is a good question. I'm gonna say I prefer ice cream. Like, I'm gonna give the pros. So with ice cream, there's just so many different flavors. But my top three are Superman, cookie dough, and cookies and cream. I hesitated because I also love coffee ice cream, and I have recently discovered the combination of coffee ice cream and cookie dough ice cream at Cold Stone, and my life has been changed literally forever. Um, But froyo is so good because of like the toppings that you can put on it. You know what I mean? But it's extra work. Where like ice cream, you can scoop it, you're done. With froyo, you gotta get it out of the machine, and then you gotta put your toppings and like choose strategically because it can go bad really fast. So yeah, I'm gonna choose ice cream. I'm gonna stand on it. Next question is, can I sing? No. Like, okay, let me be for real. I can hold a note. Like, if I was to go to a Broadway audition right now, would I make the cut? Probably not. Very, like, much so 50-50 if they're desperate for somebody. Um, but if I was asked to, like, sing in a choir and be in the background, absolutely I could hold my note. And you're not going to notice that I have no training. I'm going to say it depends. Depends on who's listening. Would I rather have a stuffy nose or not be able to eat fries for the rest of my life? Okay, if you know me, then you know my favorite food is fries, which is why I'm like distraught right now. I'm trying to picture myself with the stuffy nose. Mm, I'm gonna say, which is crazy. I'm gonna say not be able to eat fries for the rest of my life. And here's the thing: there's so many different forms of potato. Like you can have wedges, you can have your roasted potatoes, you can have your baked potato, you can have your mashed potato. So it's like I can go without the fry part as long as I can still have potatoes because you know I can trick the system. Whereas like a stuffy nose, baby, I can't breathe and I need to be able to breathe because physical activity, dance. So yeah, I'm gonna go not be able to eat fries, which is hurts my heart. Okay, next question. Coffee or tea? This is good. This is good because I'm a coffee person in the morning, obviously, and then I'm a tea person at night. But then I also have to consider like when I get sick, what's my go-to? To drink some tea. I feel like tea has way more like benefits than coffee does, and caffeine doesn't work on me. Like I can drink a cup of coffee and be completely fine. As in fine, I mean just as tired as I was before. And also I could replace coffee with like energy drinks. So I'm gonna go with tea because the benefits are higher in tea than they are in coffee. So I'm gonna stand on tea. Next question is, do I prefer cats or dogs? To be honest, I don't have a preference simply because okay, my whole life I've grown up with cats. I think I've had 4 cats my entire life, but I've never had a dog as a pet. I've always wanted to have a dog as a pet. But cats are like easy. You got their litter, you got their food. They're good, honestly. With dogs, you have to train the dog, you have to walk the dog. It's just a lot of energy and time that goes into having a dog. Therefore, I have never had a dog as a pet because my family, we've always just been busy. So I feel like I can't really compare the two. If I would have had a dog as a pet and cat at different times or at the same time, then yeah, I can compare them. But I can't compare them because I've never experienced having a dog as a pet. So I'm just going to say both. I'm just going to opt out. Plead the fifth. Next question is, where's my dream vacation? Cambodia. I want to go to Cambodia. Who? I want to go to Cambodia so bad. But then there's also places that I would love to visit, like Brazil, like Jamaica, like Bora Bora, like London, like Colombia. So many different places that I would love to visit. I just want to see the world, if I'm being honest. But top number one right now is Cambodia. Next question is, what is my favorite movie? This is good. So recently, I've been watching a lot of Marvel movies. Okay, this is good because I don't have an answer for it. I'm just gonna give like the first one that popped into my head, which is Sister Act 2. And it's crazy they're coming out with a Sister Act 3 because that means they have to come hard. Like they have to come heat. Because Sister Act 2 is just so good. So I'm gonna say that's my favorite movie. But I also am a huge fan, judge me, I don't care, of High School Musical 2. It's just undefeatable. Like it's so good. It's such a good movie. I also just watched Straw. Here's the thing. Some of y'all are very dramatic because I was seeing on social media like people crying during the whole movie. Like I watched it with my mom. Neither one of us cried. Of course it was good. Like it was top tier. One of my favorite Tyler Perry movies, like must I say. But I didn't like cry in the way that people are saying they did. Was I like, dang, this is crazy and it actually is real life because people are not nice people? Absolutely, that went through my head. But yeah, I didn't cry or anything, but it was a really, 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 really good watch. Okay, next category is YouTube. And of course, the first question is, why did I start my YouTube channel? So backstory. I really, really, really had a passion to start my YouTube channel since my first year at Western, which was 2021, 2022, I think 2021. But yeah, I had a huge like desire to start my YouTube channel then. But then life as a student started up. Like I was heavily involved in the dance department, like very active in the dance department. Crazy. Since then, all the way until I graduated, I was also working. I was working at Starbucks, also trying to have a social life, also double majoring. So it's like I really didn't see myself fitting YouTube into my schedule, which was absolutely fair. But yeah, from then on, I kind of just used like lack of time as an excuse as to not starting my channel. But I think deep down it was kind of like I was afraid of being seen by random people. But you know what? I got over that fear, especially as a dancer. It's like, girl, whatever. So boom, that was out the way. So then senior year comes and I'm like, you know what? Now's the time. I think I was watching a video or listening to a podcast or something. And it said when God puts something in your heart or on your mind, um, it is very important to listen to it. And during this time I was heavily like watching YouTube and like, you know what, I could do this. I could start a channel, like just going back and forth type vibe. And so yeah, I ended up starting my channel. And my motivation behind it was simply that I would go on YouTube like to look for just advice on dance, whether it was how to navigate deciding if you want to go commercial or concert, whether it was like seeing behind the scenes of like a show week, just like the life of a typical dancer. Like I really just was, I guess, craving that type of content, which I know like some of my videos are not really surrounded by dance at all, but also in some of them, in a lot of them, you've gotten like the behind the scenes of just my schedule of performance days, performance weeks, etc. And so yeah, I just kind of wanted to be able to deliver that since it was something that was lacking on YouTube and I craved it. So it's like, since I want to get it, why not give it, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's why I started my YouTube channel, if I answered the question. What is my favorite video thus far? I would say the one where I went to Chicago with my mom to see Beyonce. One, because the experience was top tier. Two, because it is also y'all's favorite video. It's gotten a good amount of views, the most views that I've gotten on the channel so far. Which that is only scratching the surface and it is only the beginning, and I'm putting that in the atmosphere right now. But yeah, that was actually like a fun video to film, especially because I was traveling. It was showing the getting ready aspects. It was a good video. And also I did enjoy doing my gala week. Um just because I think that was the first like weekly vlog that I've done. And it was just nice to be able to film and like show the behind the scenes of the busiest week of the school year. So, yeah, but those are my top two: Beyonce concert / Chicago and gala week. Next question is, what equipment do I film / edit with? Filming, I use the Sony ZV-1F. Sometimes I'll use my phone if I am like out and don't necessarily want to record on my camera. To edit, I use iMovie because it's just easy and straight to the point. Moving on to the next category, which is also the last category, is dance. And I do want to do a full blown like questions strictly about dance, whether it's like how do you prepare for an audition, how do you not be nervous for an audition, how do you know if you want to go to a concert or commercial, can we get a show week video, whatever the case may be. I do want to do like a dance Q&A, specifically just dance. But yeah, starting with the dance category for questions is, when did I start dancing? I was actually 6 years old. No, I was 5 years old, turning 6 when I started dancing. Um, I'm trying to think if I want to elaborate more, but I'm not going to because I'm going to do a video that kind of talks about it. So yeah, I was 5 years old when I started dancing. Next question is, what is my favorite style of dance? And if you know me, you know I hate this question. Not because it's like, oh my God, why are you asking me that? But it's because I just genuinely don't know. It sometimes depends on the time that you ask me and what's going on. It depends on what style of dance I'm doing at the time, like heavily. I never know because I was raised, or I guess trained, to be versatile in whatever styles that I was learning. Like I grew up doing ballet, jazz, hip hop, tap, African, Lindy hop, so many different styles of dance, and that has led me to not be able to necessarily choose just one. I think I do enjoy jazz a lot, and I have also started to have a new love for modern when it comes to black dance specifically, because modern can be taken in so many different ways. But when it comes to black dance, modern is top tier for me right now. Also contemporary when it's done with substance. I think nowadays it is definitely losing its substance. People are just getting up and moving, and the wiggling and like the loosey goosey. I'm just not a fan of it personally. It is a difference between having various quality of movement and then just like getting up and moving with no intention, no substance behind it. But yeah, if you're asking me right now, I'm gonna say modern. If you ask me tomorrow, I'll probably say jazz. Next question is, how do I prepare for a long show week? So I'm just gonna base this off a gala just because that's a video that's posted on my channel, and also that's the first like week that came to mind. So for gala, it was a 4 show weekend within the span of 3 days. As a student, I prepared for it by getting any work done ahead of time, because like with rehearsals and just life happening, those assignments definitely can creep up and you will be stressed and overwhelmed. So I made sure to get things done like a week or even sometimes 2 weeks ahead of time, when I knew that I had this crazy week to prepare. As a black woman, my hair is definitely a huge aspect in getting ready for show week. If I was doing a wash and go and wearing like my natural hair, I would do my wash and go, say like Tuesday or Wednesday, knowing the show is on Friday, just so that it can be, ready and prepared for the weekend that follows. During this week, mindfulness was definitely important for me, just because I have to listen to my mind, I have to listen to my body, and I have to listen to my heart in order to deliver in a way that I want to deliver on stage. And so definitely like prioritizing meditation and prayer and just being in my Bible and truly listening to God's voice in any way that I could hear it was definitely important for me. also in a sense of like recovery. I was using my muscle stimulator heavily before and after rehearsals and performances. I will also soak in a Epsom salt bath. I will use my massage gun before going to sleep, and I will ice at night, not before rehearsals. But yeah, I think accumulatively, those are the things that I would do in order to prepare for like a super long show week. I do plan on doing more like behind the scenes of getting ready for a show and preparing for a show week, show weekend, whatever the case may be. Hopefully I'm able to deliver that for y'all. But yeah, if you haven't watched the gala week, go back and watch that video and like it. Okay, next question. How do I use my time when I'm not dancing? This is deep. I like this question because I have been struggling with it. Um, this is my first summer not being busy when it came to dance. Like any summer before now, I was doing summer intensives. So being at home and like being forced to just be still in this time has definitely been hard for me just because I'm used to dancing. I'm used to being a student and going to class as a dancer and just as a, your normal like academic student. And so kind of being idle has been a lot for me, but I have used this time to get more into my Bible, and just try to get closer to God. I have been going to the gym a lot, and I have been spending a lot of time with my family and friends. That's pretty much how I've been spending my time, which is absolutely enjoyable. And also, rest is not a bad thing. I'm saying that for myself. Rest is not a bad thing. It is actually what I need, because without it, burnout definitely can happen. But yeah, it's been a lot. It's been kind of hard for me just like sitting around because I've just felt like unproductive. And when you go from like having like a crazy busy schedule to literally having nothing to do for a month, you get bored. But yeah, again, I have to just keep reminding myself that rest is not a bad thing. Resting my body and resting my mind. Do I prefer to choreograph or freestyle? Neither. I do not like going to a dance class that I have paid for, and the teacher, the choreographer, whatever, is forcing you to freestyle the whole time. I don't like that. It's like, one, at this point I could have hosted my own class. Two, I could have just stayed at home and freestyled in my bedroom type vibe. Like, it's just becoming a trend to freestyle. And personally, I don't like it. I know a lot of people are very huge on improv and freestyling and yada yada yada. But me, I'd rather just be told what to do. Um and also like some of the freestyling and improv that I see is just always like, again, back to the loosey goosey, no substance, no intention behind your movement, and I just don't like it. I'm just not a fan of it. So yeah, I prefer neither. Now, when it comes to choreographing, I was gonna say I've learned to enjoy it, but that is a very strong word. I'm so stupid. Um, I've learned to trust and give into the process in order to see the bigger picture at the end. Just because I've been like put in a position where I was kind of forced to choreograph, not in a bad way, but it's like if I didn't do it, then who would type of thing. So yeah, I've learned to just trust the process and just enjoy the fact that I could pull from different like experiences, lessons, classes, training, background. Like, I've just been able to pull from so many different things, which is an absolute privilege. So that has given me like more of a grateful heart when it comes to having the ability to choreograph, period. So yeah. If I had to choose one, I guess I am saying I would choose choreography, but I prefer neither. Next question. How do I know dance is what I'm supposed to pursue? Okay, this is deep. This is deep. Okay, the wheels are turning. Let me think. I would say because I have nothing else. And that is not a sad thing for me. That is not a bad thing for me. Um, and I say that because so many people go through life and not knowing or not understanding what their purpose is and constantly like seeking that and maybe being lost. Um, and so it is a privilege that I have known since the age of 5 that dance is just what I want to do. Also understanding the fact that this is a God given talent, quite literally. Not my physical abilities, but my capability of making people feel something. I think that is a very important aspect of being a dancer or being an artist in general. And that is also another thing that I truly appreciate as a dancer is that we can't be replaced by AI. But that is a conversation for a whole nother day. But yeah, just being able to make people feel something, being able to change someone's views on something through movement. And I know it's a very typical thing to say, like, oh, dance is the way of communication, dance is the way of expressing yourself. But it is absolutely so true because I am not the type of person who loves to talk about feelings, who loves to talk, period. I am a very quiet, introverted person, depending on who you ask. But yeah, just being able to communicate, being able to express, being able to release is such a blessing. And being able to have a passion that can also be a job and also be the way to see so many things, see so many people, see so many places. Dance has given me a lot already, and this is just the beginning. Again, only scratching the surface. But yeah, dance has given me so much, and I would be crazy to not pursue it because I know for a fact that it is my purpose in life. It is my purpose. And if God tells me something else is my purpose, then okay, so be it. But as of right now, I know for a fact that dance is my purpose. Just because of like where I am now and like looking back at like where I've come from and also looking at where I am going in the very, very near future, as in like 2, 3 weeks. It's like, why wouldn't I pursue it? And I feel like if I didn't, that would be me fulfilling my fear of wasted potential. So yeah, just knowing that this gift comes from God is the reason why I know that I'm supposed to be pursuing dance as a career. So, yeah. And with that being said, that is the final question. I want to thank y'all, one, for the people who put questions on my story, asking things that they were interested to know about me. And two, I want to thank you all for watching this video, especially if you made it to the end. And I want to ask that y'all continue to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Again, my Instagram is linked in the description below. And I will catch y'all in the next one.
Got me tired, I need rest. And I heard that I can come to you when weary of my flesh. You awaken me from death. God, I need you.